Dragon Link looks like a much different creature in the OCG. I mean, look at this. Look how cool this is. Also, I mean, hello? They have a Link 5, Borland Dragon. So today we're going to be looking at, well, OCG Thursday shenanigans, where the OCG gets the Dragoonity structure deck that we don't quite have yet. Some V-Jump promo, and, Armagram. So, let's dig on into this. So we have 2 copies of Absolutor Dragon, triple copies of Asher Blossom in Joyous Spring, triple copies of the Black Metal Dragon, along with triple copies of Chamber Dragon Maid, 1 copy of Destrudo, 1 copy of Dragoonity Armagram. Actually, this card's pretty cool. So you can banish 2 dragon and or wing beast monsters from your graveyard. So also summon this card from your hand or graveyard. Alright? You can target 1 face-up monster on the field, negate its effects. Also, it loses 1,000 attack for each equipped card you control. When an opponent's monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can equip it to this card. Alright, so the main thing we care about here is we have a recurable monster from the graveyard, which is next turn you need to combo back up after you extend with this. No problem. Then we have triple copies of Remus. So this thing can't be used as synchro material. That's fine, except for summon of a Dragoonity monster. You can discard this card to add Dragon Ravine from your deck to your hand. And if you control a Dragoonity monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, but banish it when it leaves the field. And this will lock you into Dragon monsters from your extra deck. Easy peasy! Alright, super easy. We have 2 copies of Tribus. This will let you send the level 3 or lower. Easy. From deck to graveyard. Then we have 1 Fairy Tale Snow. We know where this is going. 1 copy of Magno Rocket. 2 copies of Maxi. 2 copies of Parlor. Triple copies of Gamma. 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. 1 Rocket Recharger. 1 Rocket Synchron. 2 copies of Rocket Tracer. 1 Silver Rocket. And 1 copy of Psyframe Driver. Wrapping up your monster lineup. Spells, we have 2 copies of Boot Sector Launch. Triple copies of Called by the Grave. 1 Crossout Designator. Triple copies of Dragon Ravine. 1 copy of That Hospitality. 2 copies of Forbidden Droplet. 1 Feather Duster. 1 Nobleman of Crossout. Wild. 2 copies of 1 for 1. Triple copies of Quick Launch. 1 Terraforming. 2 copies of That Grass Looks Greener. Good job, OCG. So you get to abuse this. You get to abuse Fairy Tale Snow. And you're playing all of this other cool, crazy stuff. I love it. We have 2 copies of Dragon Maid Tidying, 1 Infinite Permanence, and 1 copy of Red Eyes Fang with Chain. Extra deck here. We have triple copies of Striker Dragon, 1 copy of the Quad Boral Dragon, 1 Heretic Seal, 1 Pisty, 2 copies of Romulus, 1 copy of the Deligerous, 1 Halifibrax, and then 1 copy of Borland. This is our big guy here. So cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. Also, neither player can target this card with monster effects. Think about that. That's bonkers. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Quick effect, target 1 effect monster on the field and 1 rocket monster in your graveyard. Negate the effects of that monster in the field. If you do special summon that monster from your graveyard. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's effects activation. And then, of course, you can only use this effect of Boral and Dragon once per turn, but doesn't matter. It's a 3,500 body with pretty good immunity. 1 Axis Code Talker, 1 Heart Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Chaos Ruler, and 1 Boral Load Savage Dragon. Side deck here we have triple copies of Lancia, 2 copies of Ghostbell, triple copies of the Nibiru, 1 copy of the Fossil Warrior. Keep in mind this is just something else that you have for an Initus. A lot of people might look at this and be like, yeah, I don't know if I really like this, but for the most part, this or an Initus will get you for whatever purpose that you need. 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, and 2 copies of Red Reboot, wrapping up your interesting Dragon Link deck. Like I said, there's a lot of cool potential to be had with Dragon Link in the OCG. Especially, yeah, they don't have LP, but they do have more extenders here, especially in the form of Graham here. And you can do some other kind of cool, cheesy things. Also, in Dragon Link, this is a feasible extra monster that you can extend into, just to kind of have your opponent look at it and go, oh, what am I supposed to do about this? So, really, on a Link 5 this powerful, it's A little bit absurd, actually. Next up, we have Megalith. Now, some interesting card choices here for this. Remember, the OCG does get Utopic Future Dragon, so that you can 3 exceed monsters with the same rank, except for number monsters. Now, keep that in mind. You can also exceed some of this card by using a number F0. And then this is 2 exceed monsters with the same rank, except number monsters. So you basically make it step on in through this. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, your opponent, you take control of the opponent's monster. Alright, so can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, which 3k negate and take control of. We will take that. Oh, and it's not until the end of the turn, by the way. Keep that in mind. Also standard AA Zeus shenanigans here for this deck. So, a little different approach. We're used to abusing this engine here with the Hot King Calamities. They don't really get to do that, but very interesting take on this, though. So we have 1 copy of Researcher, triple copies of Asher Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of Mr. Diviner, because on normal or special, send a fairy from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard. If you do increase this card's level by the level of the sent monster. And that's all we care about. Just, hey, free real estate. Drop my hero, get a free search on a normal summon. If you're playing Ben 10, you can search for it. And it's a tuner. It's so good. 1 Effect Veiler, 1 copy of Candle, and 2 Talismandra, 1 Manju, triple copies of Gamma, and 1 Driver. Then we have triple copies of Child Slime, 2 copies of Aratron, 2 copies of Bethor, triple copies of Heath, triple copies of Ophiel, 1 Folic, and only 2 copies of Fool. This man was a fool. 2 copies Called by the Grave, 1 Inception, triple Unformed, best card in your deck, triple Preparation of Rites, and 1 copy of Megalith Emergence. I'm really glad to see that we're not playing Block Dragon in our block deck. We have 1 Bomber Dragon, 1 Selene, 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 1 Halifibrex, 1 Access Code, 1 Utopic Future Dragon, 1 Utopic Future, 1 AA Zeus, 1 Gallant Granite, 1 Gagaga Magician, 1 Dweller, 2 Herald, and 1 Initis. Side deck here, we have 1 Lancia, 1 Barrier Statue, 2 Denko Rekka, 1 Lava Golem, 2 Maxi, 2 Nibiru, 2 Droplet, 1 Feather Duster, and 1 Storm, with 2 copies of Red Reboot. Wrapping up, an interesting take on rocks. I can't believe we're not playing Block Dragon. Next up is Pendulum Magicians, OCG style. This is a little bit of a different approach here. The OCG does have, in fact, multiple copies. By multiples, they get more than 1 for this, but their Dark Worm is restricted, so they also have this cheese that we don't. So, triple copies of Asher Blossom and Joyous Spring, 1 copy of Astrograph, triple copies of the Black Fang Magician, 1 Chronograph, 1 Double Iris, 1 Luster Pendulum, 2 copies of Oath, triple copies of Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon, triple copies of the Celestial Performapal Magician, 1 copy of the Performapal Odd Eyes Synchron, triple copies of Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer. So long since I've seen this guy. We have 1 Skullcrabat Joker, triple copies of Purple Poison, 1 Stargazer, 1 copy of Darkworm, 1 copy of Gate Zero, 1 Time Magician, 1 Tuning Magician, triple copies of White Wing, and then triple copies of Wisdom Eye. And then we have triple copies of Duelist Alliance, 1 Star Pendulum Graph, 1 Wavering Eyes, and 1 Time Pendulum Graph. Extra deck down here, we have 1 Electromite, 1 Halifibrex, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Time Star, 1 Number 38, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Wonder Magician, 1 Riser, and 1 Ignister, with 1 Hot Red Archfiend Abyss Dragon, 1 Chaos Ruler, 1 Borreload Savage, and triple copies of Starving Venom. Side deck here, we have triple copies of Lancia, triple copies of Denko Rekka, 1 copy of Metafist Horus, 1 Baguski, 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More, 2 copies of Defusion, 1 in pre-order, and 2 copies of Red Reboot, wrapping up your chunk of OCG Thursday deck profiles for everybody. So what do you guys think about, well, just this in general? I think there's a lot of cool stuff to be had in this week's deck list, but please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think about these lists. Like I said, I think there's a lot of cool stuff here in the near future we'll continue to see from the OCG. It is a much different metagame, much different list, but that's what makes it cool. Alright guys, I'm out. Thank you, patrons, for making the ride never truly end. Without you guys' support, well, I would probably be doing Truffle Shuffle videos for a living. Guys, please check out VanCo40 for all of your Cardfight Vanguard content brought to you by MCO40. And if you are looking to pick up singles, check out mcogames.com for your trading card game needs. Thanks for watching, everybody.